loaded, my family's a little more close. Sometimes we're barely floating, so please don't rock this boat. But if we tip on over, we won't wash to the shore. We'll sink down to the bottom, 'cause we've been here before and we can breathe underwater. Been down at the bottom so long we can breathe underwater. So tell him to bring it on. Now he's a big timer, but he's lost on the river never. Went without, never had them cold shivers. Had a silver spoon, always warm in the winter. Drive a fancy car, never had to kill the standard. No bloody hands, never really had a backbone. Never been too deep down the back road. Never showed no respect to a flagpole. Come on, city boy, just another punk asshole. Me and mine, we gon' make it through them dark days. So take your ass on back down to Park Place before you end up in the deep end where them hungry ass sharks stay. We go hard all day. Been here, done that, that's a given. Out back, guns out, country living. If you doubt that, find out, come and get it. We ain't going nowhere, but I'm about to go swimming. These days my guns stay loaded, my family's a little more close. Sometimes we're barely floating, so please don't rock this boat. But if we tip on over, we won't wash to the shore. We'll sink down to the bottom, 'cause we've been here before and we can breathe underwater. Been down at the bottom so long we can breathe underwater. So tell them to bring it on.
Won't you take me back to the old days? Just horses in a wagon, shotgun shells and wishing wells. And you could hear them pistols blasting. Better give them hell, but live to tell. Let's write another chapter. We just want our country back and we gon' get what we after. In them pastures, in them fields, we the ones that keep it real. You come stupid around here, that'll probably get you killed. Cold steel under cold skies. A rebel soul from the old times like Jesse James and those guys. I'm watching you with both eyes. I ain't telling no lies. If you wanna come and get it, backwoods country living, shotguns and ammunition, whiskey drinking, steady sipping, saying to hell with the system. I've been living at the bottom, so I'm about to go swimming. Y'all can hate it or you can love it, but I promise we ain't budging. If them boys looking scared, someone probably told them we coming, so y'all better get to running, but don't head for them hills. That's where the hell we live around here. We keep it real, boy.
These days my guns stay loaded, my family's a little more close. Sometimes we're barely floating, so please don't rock this boat. But if we tip on over, we won't wash to the shore. We'll sink down to the bottom, 'cause we've been here before and we can breathe underwater. Been down at the bottom so long we can breathe underwater. So tell them to bring it on. We can breathe underwater. Been down at the bottom so long we can breathe underwater. So tell them to bring it on.
Morning, everybody. Good day, good evening. Hope everybody's doing good. Sorry, I'm dragging a little bit. Just a little too active, I think, yesterday. There we go. Morning, everybody. Oh, well, I think that was YouTube telling me I was going live, in case I didn't know it. Yeah. Go figure. I feel rough. I don't feel that rough. I'm still aware. So how are we doing, Mr. Chuck, Garrett, T-Girl, Cashew, Hit Gal? Scroll on up. Oh, Plan. How's that come by? That's cool. Summer and Silver Girl. Awesome. Hey, Miss Karen. Man, got some in my eye. Oh, how's everybody doing? Just made an intro in like 5 minutes and not sure. Hey, Hoodell. I'll have to check that out. Chuck. Man, I tell you, it was when Carl started his, I was watching it, kind of listening in, and then David Devine, man, they had me cracking up. Listening to their show last night, that was so funny. This might just be a slow start, though. We'll pick up speed. Sometimes them old locomotives kind of need a little time to get the steam built up. Then you can hear that, and it'll get faster. I'll get there. Oh, cool, Plurrin. Oh, that's funny, Chuck. You've been over all over. Hey, I will say with my badge of honor, this is the first cup of coffee. So you're man, I'm overachieved one big hurdle. I'm mellow and still haven't finished my first cup of coffee. So, and I'm interacting with people. This is like shock and awe stuff right now. Hey, Miss Chrissy Cat, Michigan girl, Larry. Yeah, this is like historical moment stuff. I am now just drinking my first cup of coffee while I'm interacting with people. And things are smooth and it's all cool. I even have a smile on my face. Damn, I'm getting scruffy again. Alright, check this out. This is a good one. It says, beginning today, treat everyone you meet, friend or foe, loved one or stranger, as if they were going to be dead at midnight. Extend to each person, no matter how trivial the contact, all the care and kindness and understanding and love that you can muster. And do it with no thought of any reward. Your life will never be the same again. Extend that olive branch. Show some love. Show compassion, empathy, concern. It'll carry us a long way. Heck yeah. Bar hopping. Well, Chuck, you got that weird back pain thing going that makes my back feel like firing. So I know, man. Thank you. Hey, Andy. Hey, anti-eject. I know I'm going to have to get more creative. That way, if I need a buffer zone, I can put up a movie or something, or some. I started to kind of come earlier so I wouldn't be late. I was going to just put on some music or something. But it was glad that Carl was live. And morning, Huckleberry. Hey, Yvonne Eric. Hope everybody's doing good. Hey, David. How are you, sir? Y'all are cracking me up. And, damn, sorry, it's too early, sir. I haven't. What was her name? Dang, I forgot her name. She was on the panel with you, David. I can't believe Hey, I'm still working on first cut, so. But man, that laugh, y'all just. There was one time when y'all really got hung on the Uranus town with all the stuff, and she just went into that series of laughing, and that was so funny. Oh my God, I was laying there, had my eyes closed, and I was kind of chuckling along with you, and all of a sudden I couldn't help but start laughing so hard because she was laughing. That was so funny. Hope. Yeah. Okay. That's it. Which apparently catnip tea will help people sleep. I'm a learned individual now. I guess I can put the link in. There we go. I'll pin that message. Okay, Chip. Hey, Phoenix. Oh man, that cracked me up. And then Rex. That's just all I say. See, that's what we needed. It's the humor, it's the good natured. And I get you, Michigan girl. That's, I know that most people, they don't, the long live streams and stuff, or, it's because it's some content thing. And I just hope somebody can just come in and at least get something out the deal. Because, I only do this to interact with you guys as far as putting up videos, and not my forte. Hey, Miss Sherry. So I know that they can get long. I go 8, 9, 10 hours, but I just do it to do it. I hope everybody has had a good day. Thank you, Summer. And that's I just sit and talk and try to share with people, and it helps me. And here lately, it sounds like it helps some other people. So I just pop in and out. Well, I wasn't much of a channel surfer or anything. Well, Michigan Girl, I just figured if I picked this time frame, it kind of gave everybody a place to kind of come and decompress. Open up the virtual living room and just... Yeah, Phoenix. Oh, and I will tell you, by the way, David, if you talk to me in chat or anything while your show, brother, I'm sorry if I didn't answer anything, because I hate that phone. I type it on that phone. So I was just listening, and I had my headphones plugged in, and I could look over and see the screen, like when you were showing your catnip, dude. That cracked me up. Big old bag of catnip. I did look at that, but then after that I was just there, so I didn't see any chat or anything. That was just so cool. That was funny. Oh, we spent the day with my 6-year-old grandson. Oh, I know, Miss Sherry, they will wear you out, won't they? I just got home. Some kids. Oh, where to go? Oh, goodness, Summer. It's a good thing you're out there, because see, it's just know that on frustrated days, you're affecting somebody, I'm sure of it, in a positive way, and you're helping somehow, some way. So just kind of use that as an encouragement. Well, thank you, Phoenix. Miss Karen. Well, that's it, and thank you, Chrissy. A peaceful place. Straighten out. Yeah, it's a hard thing to do. So that's God puts people where they need to be. So we can help those around us. Oh, there we go. That's my brother from down under. What's up, sir? How are you?
Happy 50th panel show, mate.
I mean, I tell you, huh?
Wow.
I whenever I typed that in, I was like, holy moly, man, that's 50. Wow. Who would have thought that?
How's things, Rescue?
It's on a slow start. It's a little rough morning, but this right there's, you come up and that makes my smile get bigger.
Hey, mate. What can I say? I thought I'd pop up. Had a busy day today myself, and just now time to relax and have a bit of a chat with my friend.
There you go. How is the weather?
It's actually been warm. Funny. This time of the year, really, before Easter gets cold, like the cold weather sets in. But today was actually quite humid, and we had about around, say, 90 Fahrenheit today. So yeah, unusual for this time of the year, but
We had some serious high winds today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
For us, we go under a high fire alert when the winds get too high for here, because that's why I laugh and call it the piney woods, because it's literally it's a bunch of pine trees, and it can be a tinderbox.
Yeah. Takes a spark or two, and then there's a fire starts like where we are, like a lot of lightning strikes starts bushfires up in the mountain area. So be careful.
Hey, Miss Sherry. No, it was. We were talking on the 50th episode of my little SandLot here, my virtual living room. It wasn't my birthday. It's just this is what the 50th episode, I guess you could say.
It's gone pretty quick, hasn't it, Risky?
Man,
that's fine.
It's I thought about that a little bit yesterday. It was just kind of. It's like sometimes things catch up with you, and it's kind of like wow. And I kind of just realized it's like there's 300 and something followers, and I've done 50 episodes. Here I am. I do this talking. I'm sitting here drinking, talking to people while I'm on my first cup of coffee, mind you. So it's like, how is that? I never did that before. I was one of those, don't even talk to me. I got to have that first cup.
Yeah.
I'm zoned in. Okay, now first cup. Now, what was that? And it was like, but I don't know.
Yeah.
This is the good healthiness from interacting. That's why God's good.
Yeah, He's awesome. Yeah. Especially get to talk to good people like yourself and other people around the world, and talk about life in general, really. And just connect and talk about things that we grew up with or what we've been doing in our lives, and which is
well. Strengthen that positive energy inside. Strengthen that, because it's, and that, I don't know how that's hard to describe it, because but you know what I mean. That negative just once you start getting a little bit, it just feels like it's getting heavier and heavier and heavier.
Yeah, it does.
Then you just kind of sit around. You're like, what does it matter? What does it matter? Or you get angry, and you heal, and everything goes better in positive mode. So.
I get frustrated, Risky, trust me. I get frustrated for a lot of reasons, but at the end of the day, you can't, some things you can't change. You have to leave it and just move on and put your energies towards something else, which, it's positive and gives good energy. So
that's it.
Yeah. That's it, man.
I'm so glad you came up. See, this is where it helps pick me up. Same,
Risky. I was sitting in the lounge room. I said to my partner, I said, I've got to do something. And then the thing popped up on my phone. I said, I'm going to go talk to Risky.
There you go.
So,
Awesome.
Just spoke to a friend of ours today who's having chemotherapy. He's had, probably for the last 20 years, his cancer's been in remission, and now it's starting to play up a bit. And it's just when I spoke to him earlier on today, he was pretty down, and talking to him and trying to make him think positive, and just try to be there for the person. And tomorrow I'll go out there and see him in person, and have coffee with him and friendly ear and chat, and just makes you wonder. There's some people you go, well, this guy's been through hell in his life, and you think, well, why? But God's got a path, and
we're not going to understand it all.
Yeah,
but that's cool though, because having somebody there makes all the difference. Feeling support, because that's what this does for me. So knowing that people have that care is a healing power in itself, and that's
it is, especially these days, mate.
I definitely keep you in my prayers and him.
Thanks, champ. Things are just a bit quiet here in Melbourne, Australia, and just things are very quiet. We've got like the Formula One Grand Prix. I don't know if you know much about cars. So even that, they haven't had it for the last 2 years, and the city is still dead. there's not many people around, and so I suppose the COVID's really hit that. So,
Well, the dust is settling in a way, but yet then it stirs back up with other things. So you can't quite get your solid footing. Is I think the way a lot of people seem to feel. It's everything was fine, and then it just kind of started to go down, and then all of a sudden there's this whole lockdown and everything that goes, and it's like a big frenzy for 2 years, and then all of a sudden it's kind of like, no, we're not going to talk about it anymore. It's okay, but there we go. And it's kind of like, wait a minute, what? And there's people that are the cities that it's like, okay, wait a minute, we were shut down for so long, so now what?
Yeah, and just especially this coming week coming up, being Easter, and what the Lord Jesus Christ did for us, the greatest act of love, for humans on earth and humanity. So, for me, it's a period where I do a lot of reflecting, especially about the whole events and stuff, and just brings you back to, grounded. What's life about and how we go about it in life and what we do, and
what's really important.
That's right. What's really important in life.
Hey, Tarpy. Oh yeah.
So what coffee do you like, Rescue? What are you drinking?
Folders.
Okay. Strong blends, is it?
Oh yeah, the classic roast.
Beautiful.
And then just straight up. Nothing in it. Just straight. Matter of fact, I'm a little weaker nowadays than I used to be. My wife had to pull me back because I just put scoops in that basket, dude. If that basket was deep enough, we just fill the basket up. Let's make coffee. She was like, you keep going through so much coffee. And
we go for a lot of coffee. Me and my partner, we go for a lot of coffee. We love our coffee. Yeah. A good cup of coffee, you don't need sugar. I say to my mates, I say, nah, you don't need sugar. Coffee, if it's good coffee, it's got a good taste to it, you don't need sugar.
Yeah.
You don't need sugar. So.
Well, and there's some coffee I've had, tried different styles of coffee, and there's been some good ones, but it's just that where I'm at, being in the woods, you'd have to order anything that you want, and I hadn't even thought about that lately because I order my chicken noodle soup because of the shipping and everything else out here. Everything's going up.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
So it's that, and I get frustrated. I will say that probably. Hopefully nobody. Some of the Freedom Coffee and some of the, there's been vets and patriots that do the coffee stuff. But man, dude, I would love to. I just can't afford because the prices are so different. Yeah. I mean, it's like twice the price of what I'm getting. It's like, I just can't. I wish I could.
Yeah. How much you pay for a kilo, roughly? Do you buy it? Because I buy in bags, 1 kilo of the actual beans, and I grind it myself. I mean, is coffee expensive there, or?
I mean, I can't. I'd have to look it up, Ricardo. Yeah. My wife always gets it, but I mean, it's not. I always said it's not too bad, but I guess now that we're talking about it, you're asking me, I'm going, well, I don't know. But mine's folders. I forgot I moved everything so close I can even roll over to it now. But it's these.
Oh, wow. That's pretty.
How much is that? 48 ounces, 3 pounds.
Wow. So that's already grinded up, yeah? It's already grinded up. You just
put the scoops in.
Beautiful. We pay for a kilo of good quality beans, probably in Australian dollars, anywhere from 18 Australian dollars up to 30 Australian dollars per kilo. Different varieties. So, you get anything you want.
Gosh, shoot, cracked me up. The best part of waking up is Folders and Rescues Cup. That's it.
Try to take coffee away from me and my partner, you'll start a civil war.
Man, I tried that one time because I was like, well, maybe I drink too much coffee. You know, maybe I need to just back off. And oh no, because it's like, well, I get up. It's kind of like, okay, well, I don't like soda water anymore. I used to drink Dr. Pepper. It was either coffee, Dr. Pepper, and if I was forced to, I would drink water. But other than that, it was my kids even used to laugh, going, Dad, if they poke you, you're gonna like leak out Dr. Pepper. And I'm going, I don't care. Now it's like, wait a minute, all that sugar, holy crap, what did I waste all them years? But so the only thing it's this in water. Well, I just, without that little, I gotta have my coffee. Just kind of.
Coffee's good for you, Rescue. People, like here in Australia, they had ads before COVID. They're saying, coffee, don't drink too much of it. It's all rubbish. For males especially, it's good for our prostate and stuff like that. They don't tell you these things. And coffee in general, as long as you have enough fluid of water throughout the day with your coffee, it's okay. Yeah. So just don't believe what they say. So
I'm still here. So, been drinking it since I was, I don't know if that was 7 or 9.
It's part of my DNA, mate. That's, to be honest with you.
That was the routine. That's hell. And as a kid, that's what you'd want to do when you were around the adults.
Yeah.
That container there that I showed you, the 3 pounds, I think it looks like it's around 12 or 13 bucks.
Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah. I think someone in the chat, Shirley, she said about Lavazza. I've got a friend that works for that company here in Australia, so sometimes I get free samples of bags of it. So it's actually really nice Italian coffee. It's quite high grade. So
where is it from?
It's from Turin in Italy, northern part of Italy. So yeah, but a lot of the coffee comes from Africa. So a lot of it does. Ethiopia, and the mixture of Arabica.
Well, now, wait a minute. You got, what is it, Juan Valdez in Colombia. The commercial always shows him walking the bureau with the coffee beans on it. They do in the commercial. They've got him. He's got one of the sombreros out. He's got the little, you know how like the old Spanish little outfits, they were white pants and a white shirt, and then they'd have like the poncho around, and they've got him walking the burro that has the big coffee bags hanging off.
Yeah. It's great.
Juan Valdez.
Best cup of coffee I've ever had is Tanzanian coffee. It's the best coffee I've ever had. The blended taste of it, it's just amazing. It just leaves a nice taste in your mouth.
Oh, Phoenix said coffee is good to prevent Alzheimer's.
Yeah. Coffee. If I had a drip in my arm with the coffee, I'll be all right.
Right. Drink your own place, my Pepsi.
And my cousins, they put grappa, shot of grappa with the coffees in the winter, keep them warm. Nice and warm.
Oh.
Moonshine.
Okay. You got to warm up.
Oh, especially in winter. It gets too cold.
Look at there, I'm drinking coffee and you're drinking a beer.
Yeah.
I'm starting my day and you're slowing yours down.
Yes, I'm going down there. I don't mind having a beer here, especially during the warmer months. I don't mind drinking a beer, here and there. So my beer today is 4 pints.
Oh, pints, bro. Oh, an ale.
Yeah, they're from Western Australia. Not nice beer.
Cool.
Yeah, so yeah. I don't mind wine here and there as well.
Yeah. Now, I think, what is it, the white wine that's got that dry kind of a bitter taste, but the red wine is more fruitier or more sweeter.
Yeah. Here in Australia, we've got a lot of good wines. There's one called Penfolds. It's all over the world. They know about this one region of wines in South Australia. Barossa Valley, really nice area for growing grapes and fantastic wines. Regarding white wines, Rescue, we get a lot of them from New Zealand. New Zealand's got really good region of growing. It's called Marlborough. Beautiful white wines, very nice, subtle taste. And,
that that's a trip. I wouldn't have thought that like grapes would be like a big thing over there. That's first.
Oh, yeah. A lot of the Europeans, when they migrated from Italy and all parts of Europe after the Second World War, they came out. They did a lot of farms, grew grapes, fruits, vegetables, and
That's awesome.
some of the best grapes we've got here in Australia and in the world too. So yeah.
Oh wow, very cool.
Even South Africa. South Africa's got fantastic wineries and wines and stuff too. So.
Well, just because you always think of grapes, and if I kind of like the land of grapes, you automatically just kind of go to Spain, go to Italy.
Yeah, Spain.
And it's like, oh, because you just picture what the old footage is that you see in old pictures with them having the hills and all the grape farms going down, and didn't think of Australia.
Yeah, Australia's big. Yeah. Like my relatives in Italy, there's a rule with the wineries there. They're not allowed to use any form of chemicals when they make their wines, because if they use any chemicals, they lose their accreditation to make wine.
Oh.
Where a lot of other countries, they use chemicals in the process. And but I didn't know that until I went over there, and wow, their wines are like fantastic. So yeah.
That's the good stuff. That's the pure stuff. There's no pollution in it, because we're so chemically induced with all this crap. We discover something and then we try to figure out some kind of chemicals to replicate that instead of just like growing that again or something.
Yeah, I know. Especially what Bill Gates wants to do with his foods, all the fake stuff. Terrible. GMO foods and all that kind of stuff. Can't take my steak away from me, Rescue. I live on my steaks.
Gotta love the steaks.
That's it.
New Zealand wine growing regions.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Cashew's right. That's fantastic wines. Fantastic wines.
Oh yeah. Well, Cashew should put your so when you said we showed the 4 Pints, you put a link up there to 4 Pints beer too. Cashew's quick on the draw.
That's it.
I just some days get a little tougher, and I try to just get momentum going.
Yeah.
Energy and attitude helps.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Rescue. The last probably month, I've had issues with my nerve and my back, and I've had some days, mate. I just wanted to get the hammer out and knock my back, and it just drove me crazy. Constant, like electric shock feeling in my legs, but it's been pretty good the last couple of days. So yeah.
Well, and here for me, it's do you like? It's almost like a cramp, but it's on the inside. It's not like where they normally are. Like normally, if it was just a muscle cramp, you get it and you feel that hard little knot, you push on it and it goes away. But these are like inside. Yes.
Mine throb. There's like a throbbing sensation, and I get a tingling sensation, and then electric shocks type. And I've had all MRIs and that, and my sports doctors say to me, look, really, you shouldn't have operation. Don't do an operation. But if it's affecting you that much, I mean, we might have to do something. And I've been doing natural things, acupuncture, stuff like that, and that's been helping a bit. But yeah, old age, mate, that's what happens.
Well, and I've got no natural way out other than to just suck it up, because I do have 2 MRIs and I've got some vertebrae that have literally collapsed and disintegrated on the very lower part. So they're gone. They'd have to be replaced, but it's hitting my spinal cord is the main part, because it's like sometimes I move wrong and I don't hurt back there, but man, all of a sudden my stomach or down on my calf, or it'll draw my foot up. Oh. Yeah. Like
I've got impinged the nerve inside my right side of my nerve canal that goes down my leg, it's narrow. It's actually narrowed up. So he thinks because not enough blood flow going through, the brain's telling that part to sort of like
Send more.
signal, yeah. And rescue. Sometimes I jump and I kick a table and
Yeah.
like a horse.
Yeah.
And my wife goes, "What's wrong with you, Ricardo?" I go, "No, it's my nerve. I can't do nothing about it." So yeah.
I've done that. If I sit under the table, I get up under the table too much and I go to move or I reach for something, all of a sudden that leg will come up and everything on the table goes boom. Can't help it.
The dog stays away from me. The dog is used to it. So yeah. Acupuncture helps. The needle in is pretty good. I don't mind that. Just to settle things a little bit.
Oh, and hey, G. And Billy, I'm sorry if I've ignored anybody in chat. Just having an awesome
Hi,
conversation.
Terry in the chat. Yeah.
Ask your doctor for gabapentin. So Miss Sherry says something about gabapentin. It's helping with my neuropathy.
Gabapentin. Okay.
I've never heard of it.
I've been taking Rishkid is a product I've been taking for the last 3 years. It's called Joint Care. It comes from Germany. It's 100% beef collagen. They extract the beef, the collagen out of the beef, and it comes into like a white powdery once they dry it, and it comes in the powder. And I've been taking that, and that's been helping my arthritis, sore joints and stuff like that. So really good product. I've been on. I've found it hard to find something that works, and that works, which is a really good product.
Oh, Cashew said yes. My folks both use gabapentin for nerve pain and neuropathy. Oh,
Okay, I'll have to look it up.
well, hell yeah. Oh man, that'd be well. See, but that's. I wonder if there's a natural version of that, or if that's. Because I will say that's. I don't know. Sometimes I think, am I just being too paranoid or what? But
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't like chemicals. I don't like.
Endone, stuff like that.
Well, I've just, I've gotten to where I second guess everything now because it's kind of like, man, which I didn't like. I'm not a pill person. Once I got sober and got clean, I just had no desire. And then once I got this stupid titanium plate put on my neck up here, I hate taking pills because I swallow stuff and sometimes it gets hung on the.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's like that. So you have your esophagus, but then that plate pushes against it and creates like a little. So as stuff goes down, it'll catch.
Okay.
And it's like a Centrium vitamin tablets. They're like little footballs. I hate them stupid things, dude. They sit there forever.
Okay. So what do you do? Do you crush them up if you have to have tablets or something, or do you just break them up?
Take them. As soon as you asked it, I was like, I just don't take them. I hate pills. But then it's also, I don't like anything that's, because I believe in, we were designed, we were designed to do good. We're designed to, we can heal. Yeah. So I just think that, I don't know if that's my addiction mentality kind of going, well, I don't want to be dependent on anything, or if it's more that I just know what we're capable of,
Well, like mind over matter type thing. You just, it is some days I can honestly tell you, I always say to myself, nah, today I'm not going to think about it. I want to zone out. Yeah, just go ahead and do what I have to do. And then, it does work. I mean, it's positive thinking and trying to, stay like that and not think about it too much.
Hey, Steve. Aloha, brother. Miss Lala. I might have to check into that gabapentin. There's Lala Venture says in the same thing. So apparently that's Man, I can't believe that. I hadn't heard of that.
Yeah, I never heard of that one. See, the pectin, like there's apple pectin. Oh no, it might be different, totally different. If that comes in that family stuff, I don't know.
Hey, Scatback. Well, Cashew says my mom's gabapentin. She gets a liquid formula made for her at the pharmacy. She just drinks a little drop instead of the pill. That would be. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, and there's Summer saying the same thing. I guess.
Yeah, so I've got
I gotta
nerve
go to
damage.
a doctor.
Yeah, I might have to ask my doctor. Yeah. I wish I had my time again. I would have done a lot of those things in the gymnasium, and all the kickboxing I was doing when I was younger and stuff.
Well, yeah, you just take a beating.
Yeah, did a lot of damage to the legs.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that then, and then I guess I don't know. I might give my doctor a try again. Although I developed some serious issues with these past 2 years, and it's just over-trust.
Did you have, like, I know you spoke about it a while back on one of your shows. What happened to you? I mean, like, wow, man, it's pretty full on. What happened to you? Like,
it's kind of it was a series of things over the years, just of little things, and then the last hurricane. Well, 2 major events happened, and one, we had a major hurricane here.
Yeah.
And when that happened, the house was getting shifted literally. I mean, I have a fireproof file cabinet that we keep all our files in, and those things are, fireproof should sound so safe, but most of it, the weight of it comes because they've got concrete in them. So the house is moving. That started to shake, and as I was trying to hold on to it, it fell over, and when it fell back on me. Well, it folded me backwards, and it's actually the one time my daughter goes, "Man, I've never heard my dad cry like that." And it was like, "Well, your dad really hurt," is what happened. But that happened. It was real miserable. I had a little e-cig store. A little bit longer, had an incident up there where basically some people came in to attack somebody in the store, and I intercepted them in the parking lot, and I actually had 9 guys jumped on me instead. So went through that. That's where I think I suffered some. At first I thought it was just like a kidney damage, but I don't have any kidney damage, and now they've done the MRIs and stuff, and my kidneys are fine. I think it's the spinal cord, and they figured the first thing when the file cabinet fell, I ruptured about 3 discs back there, the lower. So the first, what is that, S1? What are they?
L1, L2, or lower, right down? Or, yeah.
Well, like my tailbone is crushed. It's been crushed for years.
Like
my tailbone's been gone for 30 years. I fell off the roof of this house. Matter of fact, my house, it used to be on pilings. That was a joke, kind of. It has been for years, because my mom actually because I was going up to look on the roof for her, and she's like, "Don't fall." I'm not gonna fall. Well, I did fall, and then she actually was at the window, and she felt so bad for the longest time, because she opened the window. She goes, "Oh, whatever. I hear you out there. You're just trying to make it sound like you fell." Well, no, I'd really fallen. Well, she did that another time, and then she goes, "Wait, did you really fall?" And then here she come, and oh my God, she felt so bad that she made that joke at me. So anyway, so that did the tailbone, but then right above that, you go from, isn't it like S1 or 2 to then the L1, 2, 3, 4, and then you get into the thoracic part or something.
Thoracic part, yeah.
Well, my first, right above the tailbone, when you go in the L1, 2, 3, I lost L1 and 2. They're gone. They blew out. Yeah. And then 3 and 4. I think it was 3 that was ruptured, 4 was bulging, and 5 is bulging. Well, that was then.
Yeah.
And then as time went by, I lost the other 3 and 4 blew out, and 5 ruptured. And then I think here lately, there's actually up there where the L goes to the thoracic.
Yep.
I think there's something there because I just told my wife a lot of this, and I talk to it's because I literally sit and I self-analyze. I will literally lay there and move a little part of my muscle, and then it's just.
Do you get numbing sensations?
Oh, I don't like the left foot. My 3 toes on my pinky toe and the other 2 have no feeling anymore. All my toes are like little ice cubes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I get stabbing pains like somebody's poking needles in the bottom of my feet.
Yeah, I get that.
And that's sometimes like sitting here lately. A lot of it happens too in my stomach. If it's weird.
Yeah, it does affect. Yeah.
If I sit too long, like by the time I usually end a stream, my stomach is just kind of tore up, but my legs are okay. I mean, I get those little waves. Have you ever had those little chill waves? You feel like somebody blew over you.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, I get that sometimes sitting, but now when I go lay down, my stomach will start feeling better. But then that's when my legs will start jerking, and my feet get numb. I have to wear 2 pairs of socks when I lay down to keep my feet warm, or at least I think they're warm. I'm probably warm, but they don't feel that way. So it's just.
So is your spinal cord? When I did my MRI, the liquid, the fluid that's actually in the spinal cord, which you bind your discs, when you got a bulging disc, it would affect the actual fluid. You'll see it in the MRI. My one was basically pretty good. He said to me it's more the base of it, where the coccyx bone is and where the branches out the nerves into your legs. So the impingement of the nerve, which is the narrow canal, causes all the brain to trigger off all those symptoms of these shooting pains and stuff. So, well, you've been through the ringer, Risky.
To be honest, I think I've been my worst enemy, because my whole life I've just been what I call a duct tape person. You know, you hit something or whatever, you put some duct tape on it, you just go on about your business. And so and I've always had a hard time explaining pain levels because I don't think of it. I just have been one of the people. You do something, if you don't acknowledge it, then it doesn't seem to hurt as bad. But the minute you start looking, you're like, oh, and it's like it hurts more because you're mentally telling yourself. Yeah. So I've just never, then people want to know information, and I'm like, well, I don't really know what to tell you. It's like right now, I don't know my pain level. See, I hate those questions, pain levels. It's like, I don't know, 1 to 10, how do you feel? It's like, I don't know, because I don't know. Well, where does that fall? Because I tune out so much. When I had this whole server neck shit happen, they told me back then, and that was in 01. So hell, that's 21 years ago. And they, that's been a joke, because the doctor goes, now look, you can't lift anything over about 35 pounds because, and I'm like, I looked at him and go, dude, I'm 6'4". My thigh weighs more than 35 pounds. So do I not get out of bed anymore? And he was like, well, you got to be very careful. Well, I don't know. I laughed and told him, going, dude, I got bills and I got kids to raise. So I ain't got time to hurt.
Doctors always say that, don't they? They always tell you, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. Like, they tell you the worst of it, and you just go, you know what? I'll handle it the way I can handle it, and hopefully I won't see you again. I don't want to be coming back to you. So.
Oh, and I used to think this was the worst, and it was like I used to tell my wife, going, oh my God, you have no idea just how much you use your neck until this happens, and oh crap. But you push through it. Well, no, I can tell you there's a lot worse. Now the wintertime, I can still whine him, because when the titanium gets cold, it will give you a headache. That's a given. So
my father was like what he went through at the end of his life. He had 7 amputations in a matter of 2 years with his legs because he had vascular disease. And mate, honestly, when he used to talk about pain, and I looked at him, I looked after him, and just to give him encouragement, always be with him by his side, going through all his operations, and like I thought, wow, you want to talk about pain levels? I mean, yeah, from having legs to going above below knee to above knee, and they stopped eventually. I mean, wow, they were just. It's all psychologically. I said to my dad, I said, Dad, and he goes, son, it's all in the mind. And even though after the operations and he finally got out of hospital, he still had, his brain was telling him he had legs. He would have shooting pain.
Phantom limbs or something.
Yeah, and he used to tell me, and like, oh, wow. But and then I saw my mum had burns. She had 40% burns.
Wow.
I suppose that would have been hard, painful. Like, we talk about pain levels, rescue. I mean, I can't imagine, like what that would feel like. I mean,
well, I got to tell you, there's been part when I told my wife I wish I was just like paralyzed. If this is, I'd rather, because it's like I have a friend that's paralyzed from a motorcycle wreck, and he works because what it is he wears thick clothes so he doesn't worry about scratching himself, on the lower half where he can't see. And but while it sucks, but it gives him the option to just he'll just plop out his chair and get onto the creeper and go underneath the truck and change the oil, because and I know that sounds so weird to want to go to that level, but see, I can't do that. I go to, it's because it's so miserable and the pain is just, get you. So it's like I can't just get under there and do it because I feel all that still. If all that feeling went away, well then, okay, fine. I'm all, man, and plop down. Let's just go, where I can't, because dude, the day I got so mad and I threw my headphones, I was having a conversation on here and got really heated. Had one of my moments and I was just kind of like, what? And I threw them headphones down without thinking, I pushed back and I turned and I got up and dude, about 4 foot into this little, dang it. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, I thought I was going to puke my guts up because it just, I was trying to move more than I should have. But it's just,
same. There's things that I can't do anymore, and I don't do it. And I've had 1 or 2 times where I've done it, and I've copped it the next day. I just literally going, oh, here we go. I have to go through the process of the 4 or 5 days of not trying to lift things up, do things, and but what do you do? Backs all made to go. Us humans were meant to go forward and backwards, not sideways. Twisting and stuff like that was a big no-no. But what do we do? It's human nature to twist and do things, and
Sorry, I was looking at chat for a moment. Cashew, I mean, do we put Steve's channel out? We can put Steve's link up. My Hawaiian brother. He said he's 8 away from 400 subs. That's cool.
I saw Eli and Josh. They're doing pretty well now. They're over got over 1,000. So
yeah, I saw that, and I don't know. Eli asked me one time, and asked about talking and stuff, and I said sure, and then that was the last I heard. So I just. I don't know.
Yeah, because sometimes I don't get notifications, if they come live. I mean, sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. And there's been times where they say they go live, but they don't go live. So it's just hard to keep up, really, to be honest with you, rescue. So.
Well, it was just the air. And I think right now it sounds like there's drama going on, I guess, with the Facebook group or something from the sounds of it.
Oh, okay. I don't get much on the Facebook group, so
Dude, you're the only reason I go to even check Facebook, because I'll pull up Facebook to see if you send anything through Messenger or something. Other than that,
yeah,
I don't. Every now and then my wife comes in to go, oh, look what's on it. I'm like, yeah, okay. I just, no, man.
Do you go on Telegram? I've started Telegram. I think that's okay. That's okay because it's not like Facebook and all that stuff.
I never did Telegram because when it first came out, they wanted a phone number so that you had to connect it to your phone. Well, I don't do anything on my phone other than the text message or a phone call.
That's fair enough.
And so that didn't. And then I got to hearing where it's like, oh man, the channels over there, it's just as bad as damn Twitter or Facebook.
It's pretty full on. I've got my Australian Russian friends that show a lot of footage of what's going on over there, and it's pretty full on risky. I mean, like, I think it would be banned straight away if it was on Facebook, and they'll shut it right down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and I saw some stuff today, and I was like, wow. It was just like, that's pretty full on. Like, wow.
A lot of what I see is through Funker 530, which is combat video analysis. They do it with law enforcement. They do it with serious events, combat and stuff like that. So, and they've been covering that over there. So I watch a lot from there. And then a lot of the people that I follow, they have Telegram, and they'll, because I noticed the little Telegram links and a lot of the stuff that people share.
I got a hello from Dave. Dave, who cares?
Oh yeah,
which is pretty cool. So,
hell yeah. I thought about getting it, and it's just like the Getter. I'm over on that Getter, but I really don't, because I pulled away because at some point you can try to find out what's going on to the point to where you're preoccupied.
Yeah.
And so what's going to happen is going to happen, and we can't control what's coming. All we control is how we handle it. Well, that's why I've kind of reached a point to where it's like we need to just kind of get people to change their mindset, get back into a more positive mindset. I hate to say it just so plain that way, but not that I mean, that's why I highlight, and that's why I like talking with like you, and we talk about it. Yeah. And we end up with something else because you want to stay current. And that's like Robert Barnes. I follow him, when it comes to the election stuff. I still go and I follow Brian, KingCon, but I don't do it like we used to do it. And it's
that's like true. I'm the same.
We used to just be like, okay, what's today? What's
true.
And now it's kind of like, I'll let a few days even go by, and then I just kind of go, oh, okay. I just want to see progress being made in certain areas or something and get caught up. And that's kind of how with that, because once I've kind of realized, I don't know detail-wise what's going on over there. All I know is that that's a bunch of smoke and mirrors countered with some,
Definitely.
So it's kind of like, okay, I don't want to, because if you spend too much energy on that, you're wasting energy
on other things.
Yeah. And that's.
So have you heard of Caravan to Midnight? John B. Wells.
That's it. Yeah, that sounds so familiar. I don't know.
I listen to him a lot, Risky, because he interviews a lot of, like, the other day Jack Maxey, who's into the laptop and all that. Like, he interviews a lot of these people, and his questioning and what he gets out of these people is really good. At least you know what's going on. He gets ex-people from the military, or they work with government departments and stuff, and he broadens it out even overseas with other countries and that. I find his show really good because he even gets people once a week ring in, talk about what's going on in your country, or being in America, and even Australia or other countries will ring in and just tell him what's going on. And I find his journalism is really good. He's really nails the point, doesn't hold back, says what it has to say, and yeah, really good show. Really good show. You can get it on YouTube and other platforms.
Hey, Tony.
There's so much out there at the moment, Rescue. You know, like you could get so caught up with everything, and yeah.
Well, and if you're on the edge of your seat, you know, and you're just your stress and your anxiety's so wound up, and
Yeah.
and there's stuff happening right around you that you're not even seeing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's
Yeah,
kind of
really-
it's kind of like the little joke when they show how these people have zoomed in on their phone and they're walking, and bam, right into the street lamp. Well, that's you get focused over there and you don't see what all is going on around you, you know. Or like with family, you know, for me, that's my grandbaby. Because we can fight the good fight, but
yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and stress for 6 months and then realize that I just pissed off 6 months that I could have spent engaging with my granddaughter, but I was more worried about this, so I stayed zoned in on this, and in 6 months I wasn't able to change anything, but I wasted 6 months of time. You know, that's kind of how I'm processing some stuff now. Kind of taking it for the here and now, because you just don't know. You're not promised tomorrow.
No. No, you just have to keep going.
Well, that's, you know, it's not going to be easy,
No, it's not. Definitely
but
not.
it's going to happen. It was written.
Yeah.
So and I guess matter of fact, there's a guy. Have you ever heard of Bear Independent?
No risk. I haven't heard of him.
He's I don't know much about him. I've watched him a couple of times, and I know yesterday I was watching his, and man, he's got a very strong, seems like a very strong faith based, you know. It's kind of a good merge. He seems to have a grounded position, you know. You deal with right here, right now, you know. Oh yeah, Phoenix, I love Bear Associates. There you go, Cash. You put a link up.
Yeah.
He runs a thing, I think it's called Grindstone Ministries. It's still early and I'm only on my second cup of coffee, but I think it's called Grindstone Ministries. And what they do is they go to, well, I don't want to limit them, but like any storms, hurricanes, you know, earthquakes, whatever, areas that need help, they'll go and basically help clean debris, help people, rescue people, pull them out, you know. But I like it's all about God, and it's honoring and humbling and subservient to God, and I like he seems like a very solid man, you know, a strong character man, so it's nice to hear that instead of and I don't want to be insulted to nobody, but you know, I don't want the business suit preacher style. You know, I just don't feel it from somebody sometimes that way. But give me somebody at my level, you know, somebody that you get dirty, you work hard, you sweat, you know.
You're talking about Sam Childers, eh? I'll tell you what, that guy, when I met him for the first time, my partner, I mean, his story, that obviously made a movie, but he said there was a lot more that he didn't put in the movie. But yeah, he's a perfect example, yeah, like his whole life, you know, being a bikie and drugs and everything like that, and then turning around and helping the ministry, going to Sudan and getting caught up in the war there.
You know, and that might be I don't know how his Bears beginning days went, so they might have even been as rough as his, where it was kind of like a want to and a little relapse and a want to and I don't know. I know that he flat out will tell you that like 4 years ago I was a completely different person, and I think I can kind of connect with him. It sounded like, because he was kind of a, it's like more direct report, and it's just and I'm trying to chill, so it's why I guess for me he's one of the first people I've kind of found that are almost like, oh, you've kind of been through part of what I've been through. I mean, we've all been through tough times, but to know, because I don't know his past, I haven't dug, but picking up on the conversation and some of the way he references stuff, it's like, okay. And then he apparently was I say aggressive, but nowadays, we have ugly people running around, but I was just an aggressive natured person. Not that I was aggressive just indirectly towards people. It was my reaction because I had anger issues and just, dealing. He sounds kind of like he came out of that world. So that's another.
Yeah.
But I like that his whole praise to God. You give glory to God. And I love how direct he is with that, and he's all about building his tribe around him of people and brothers that back his testimony, up. And so it's that whole interaction and that mindset. I think he's in Oklahoma is where he's out of here in the States. But yeah, Bear Independent. He's just a pretty solid dude. He also runs survival training sessions. Yeah, Phoenix. Yeah, because like I say, they've gone to a lot of the storms and stuff like that, and they fed thousands of people. They've done awesome work.
Me and my partner, we got caught up with helping an orphanage in South Africa. We went back a couple of times in Cape Town, shanty towns there, and we helped. It was an orphanage of 30 kids, a lot of young women and young men, and pretty horrific stories of they've been raped and mutilated. A lot of things. It's just horrific things. And so me and my partner would every time we'd go there for a trip, which we try to do twice a year, would go there and just take him out. Hire a bus, a couple of buses, take the whole lot of kids out to a water park, or take him out for lunch. Just to get out of the shanty towns. Because it's just terrible conditions. It's like a war zone there. And a lot of these kids are just they're being dumped and all that too, and just. Yeah, rescue. We got involved with it. We started sponsoring a couple of kids, and then sad reality was we got bitten by them because the lady that was running the orphanage was not doing the right thing by the kids. We found out by taking some of the older teenagers to where we were staying. We'd hired a house, and the kids were telling us some of the stuff the lady was doing, and it was pretty devastating because we had to come back to Australia. We left them there, and man, there's some evil people in this world, rescue. That's just one story of many. But what do you do, brother?
Yeah, that's wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in some of those areas, you don't know how high up that goes. So it's like, who can you go to for? And
the thing is, if we would have reported it to the government, they would probably just, they would have been back on the streets, or
or they'd have taken it out on them when they found out. Like as it trickled down, it's like, oh, and they did what? Oh, next thing you know, those kids are getting singled out and punished.
That's it. I mean, we sometimes check online. There's a Facebook page they've got, and you can see the orphanage is still running, but there's other people helping them out, and
that is so sad.
Yeah, it was, but we met some really nice people that help orphanages in Kenya, Tanzania, all over Africa, and we help out when we can. So give to the right people. I think the worst one, rescue, when we went over to Africa last time, we stayed in Dubai, our trip to Dubai to Africa. And do you know, in Dubai, there's a hotel called Atlantis. It's one of the most expensive hotels in Dubai. And we met a bunch of Aussies that work for a bank over there, and we had lunch with them. And do you know all these big organisations like Oxfam, Red Cross, and all that? You know, they're all staying in that hotel, and you know how much it costs a night? And the guy goes, this couple said to us, people give money to the organisations, but a lot of that money doesn't go where it's supposed to be going. You know, like they spend it on things that are, you know, like staying at a hotel.
Well, that's what gets me about all these commercials, you know, oh, donate to this, help there. It's like, oh, let's go look at your 8-story office building and all your salaries, but oh wait, here's a penny that's left over to go give for this, and it's like
it's wrong. It's wrong, and people have been doing it out of good heart. And I know someone that had it was called World Vision. They had a child in one of the Asian countries, sponsoring this kid for years, and then one time he wanted to go and visit. Well, they turned around and said to him, oh, you can't go visit. And he goes, why can't I visit them? Oh, you know, because of, you know, we can't find this person. And he goes, what do you mean? He goes, I've been giving money to this so-called kid for 15 years or so, and you're telling me that where's my money been going to?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just terrible. It is terrible. So.
Hey, Matrix. Hey, morning, Mrs. J. It's he, and that's I'm trying to, because that's that concern, because we've got to hold these people accountable for treatments.
Yeah, that's right.
But this is the part, Ricardo, see, and we need more people like you, because we need people. Yeah, we need more people like you and like Summer, because it's people that you're walking the talk, and we need more people to lead by example. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the problem right now. We let words paint some picture that's not real. So you hear all this glorious. That's how Red Cross and all of them get away with all that. They pitch this helping hand, but people like you're actually living it and then doing it. And then this is what we need to actually promote. Are people like you guys that do it, not these organizations, because that's the corporate thing. It's kind of like that's the root of the problem is the greed right there.
And the thing is, if they're getting they've got a CEO or executive or whatever, they're getting a wage. They're getting money from people donating, and I honestly don't understand how you can be on a good wage knowing that people are donating money to your organisation, thinking it's going to the right avenue, and then you find out that they're on a salary which is pretty good. It's a pretty good wicket they're on. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know.
Well, and I guess that's why I've never been a fan of donating to those, because I've always kind of looked like, wait a minute, so I'm working 6 to 6. 6 days a week. You're wanting me to send in money, and what is it that you're giving up? Because y'all sit in these office buildings and you pull up in these nice cars and you're running these salaries to sit behind a desk. Well, what are you giving up? Because everyday people out here working are giving up 10, 20, 50, 100, but whatever they can.
Yeah.
Stretching their times. And we became so disconnected with that we're given to these places. These people have offices and they have a whole career based off of taking your money and paying themselves and then trickling some money over. And it's
not right. Not right at all.
Oh man, can you imagine the millions of dollars of things that we could be doing? But see, we've got to get our moral compass back. We need to get back to God, and we need to get back to doing the right thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because we've got to be able to try to help people. You gonna go get you something to eat? It's about supper time for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll head off and have some ding and that. But it's been good talking to you, Rescue.
Brother, you always bring a smile to my face and lift me up.
No, but like I said to you, mate, I'm really really enjoy coming up and having a chat with you, mate. And yeah, like I said, man, all the best, mate. And you're always in my prayers. And God bless you, man. Take care.
God bless you, Ricardo.
I'll see you next time.
Much love.
Ciao, man.
Later, brother. Mr. Ricardo, my brother from down under. Good morning, everybody. Anybody I've missed in chat? Hopefully you're having a good morning, a good evening, a good day, wherever it's falling for you. Mrs. J, hope you're enjoying your breakfast. Oh, I know, Chrissy. Ricardo's a good guy. He's an awesome guy. Very good character guy. Good natured. Oh, okay. How you been, Steve? You doing good down there in Hawaii? Weather doing okay? I sent an email to Dana, Barefoot in Alaska. Haven't got a response, but don't know if anybody's heard from her. It's been a little bit. Y'all hear all my little pecking away. Hopefully she'll check in maybe later this morning, Chrissy Cat with 556. She was the last I remember yesterday she had come on YouTube and during the, I guess you'd say, the show, and the insurance people were there, so I'm not sure how it went after that, but pretty busy, my mom. Oh, cool. Got you some good family time in. That's awesome, Steve. Okay. Cool, Keshu. By the way, Cashew, thank you very much for the kind words and the encouragement. I appreciate that very much. Well, I think some places you can, Sherry. I know that several states were after the airlines and people, and then the pilots were even starting to go at the airlines about all the poke stuff. Oh, Lord. Well, I hope I can just bring something positive to the table. And you know, the best thing we can do is reflect, and then we can move forward, we can progress, and we can grow. And because that's you can sit and list off all the bad stuff that's going on around us, and we need to now pull back and reach across, you know, and we bring that back out, bring out the accountability. We hold ourselves to a better standard. We then carry that on, we pass that on, and we end up with a better generations in the future. I will say, kind of, my biggest fear is to be a hypocrite. I've never, not a hypocrite as far as anybody else is concerned, but just knowing, because a person always knows the truth about themselves. So we can talk and we can say words to address to people, but we know how we know the truth about ourselves. So, you know, it's just, and I've never wanted to be a hypocrite. So that's why I guess I always, if I do something counter to what I say and then I realize that, I would feel guilt, and I didn't know how to process any of that. And then that would kind of translate into anger or standoffish. And a humbling experience really has been an eye-opener. And and that's why I just share, because I just try to be as honest as I can be and open. And, you know, if you can pick something from that and kind of go, oh, wow, you know, I hadn't thought about that. Or, you know, even if it's something like, well, if he can do it, I can do it kind of thing. I'm cool with that mentality. But we've got to, because you've got to admit your flaws and you've got to admit your errors before you can correct them, you know. And that's what I do by trying to share, because one, if I hold myself accountable, and so I wouldn't be in the hypocrite part. See, I don't like being a hypocrite, so I'm not going to get on here and go, well, you need to try to be more forgiving. I only say that because this is what I do, and this is, you need to apologize for something, and that's because I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't know. I've walked my talk, and I really think that that's an important thing. People need to walk the talk, not just talk the talk. I think if more people walk the talk, then the message gets out better. And then it has substance, it has value. And that's how we try. That's how we push through this, you know. Good old AA. And seeing it's like even with AA and NA, that the first step is admitting you have a problem. And seeing that's where I know for a long time I had a problem, and see there's where that hypocritical kind of part, because you kind of fool yourself with word games. Because so I got sober and got clean and everything with that principle of, you know, you have to own it to your stuff, you know, you have to admit you have a problem. Well, that works across the board. So if you have anger issues, if you have relationship problems, anything, you have to acknowledge that there is a problem. And seeing, I don't know how comfortable people are with admitting their flaws directly to themselves. And that was, I know, a challenge for me, because I would justify my reaction to things. So I would, and I don't know, now I realize, and that's what I've been working on, is just trying to be a better person, you know. And I was hard-headed, so God took a little bit to finally get my attention. But he always whispers in our ears. We just get too bogged down with all the muck and mire. We don't catch the subtle hints that we get nudged on all the time. Oh, cool. Thank you, Tarpy. I'm glad it helps. See, that's that reassurance that makes it works for me. So it helps me feel better. So, and plus, as you deal with stuff, you take a deep breath and you focus that you want the outcome. What's the outcome? Well, the outcome is want more positive, more love and care around, and want a better relationship with God, want happiness. So then you got to step back and then go, okay, well, what am I doing to promote that? What am I doing to get there? You know, and that's where the work starts. You know, we can all have our dreams about stuff, but at one point you got to boots to the ground and you got to go to work. You got to do something to push that forward. You know, it's kind of like with the prepping, and I think that's where part of me is, because where I live and just my lifestyle and where we are and everything, we live a prepper mentality already, because you never know when the power is going to go out, or, you know, the well's not going to pump the water. So and I've connected with other people, and then so it's like, you know, start thinking about, instead of panicking about what's going on, start thinking, okay, well, cost of prices of things are going up. There are shortages on stuff. You know, you don't have to jump in rabbit holes to know this. This are just simple facts. So this is happening. So start looking around your place, your home, and kind of coming up with some ways to, like, maybe you need, if you have somebody that does vitamins, we'll get extra vitamins. If somebody, you know, has any kind of injuries, we'll get more medicine for the injuries. Always just think ahead. You know, you don't have to go into panic mode. You don't have to go way far out, but just start with, like they used to say, baby steps. Start out with baby steps. It's every movement forward is a positive, and that's what you need to tell yourself. There's no, oh, it has to be at least 10 yards. It has to be at least 50 yards. No, every step forward is a step forward. So what you guys do, that's the only way to do it. Always try to be better. That's it, brother. Hey, morning, Cindy. Oh, cool. Thank you, Tarpy. And that's all I try to do is, because I sit and think a lot. That's why I've said before, this humbling experience has put me, because this is just my nature. This is who I am. So God kind of had to wait for me to humble myself, and I needed all my escapes to be taken away from me. So physically I couldn't go distract myself. So it was time to pony up. It was time to face the facts, as they say. So since I can't move and do things like I used to, I now realize that I think that's God's way of slowing me down. So I've got no avenue to run from stuff. I can't, oh, here, let me just go tend to this. I'll tend to that later. I've got to stop and think about it now, because, well, I can't really do anything else. But you just think, and then it's like what Steve was saying, it's a solution, and I've said that numerous times. I'm a solution person. I don't know. I've been around people and how hard this job is, how hot the weather is, and no matter how many times you say any of that, it never changes anything. So it's why now I think that's actually very encouraging, Tarpy, to be honest, now that I'm kind of processing that in my head, just being honest and open with you. And that's how I try to do it. I would want everybody to be open and honest, but I will say, when it comes to YouTube, definitely tread carefully and go easy with who you share with. I do it, but then I'm in a different spot, so it's okay. But stop and reflect, and it's like, okay, well, when you were in it today, did you really carry yourself? Would you be proud of yourself at the end of the day? Did you do the best you could that day? Would God smile, or when he looks at your day, that the way you carried yourself, would your grandbaby be happy? Would your kid be happy? Would your wife be happy? Your husband? Just whatever but reflect on that. How did you carry yourself today? And don't bash yourself if you didn't do right. You just find where you need to progress, where you would change. Me, it's the words I choose now. It's talking with you guys has kind of taught me that and got me in that frame of mind, because I slow my thought process now so that I can say what I want without too much hyperbole and emotional type talk, just kind of. And that wasn't me before. I was more of a fly off the cuff. I was prone to be very loud and boisterous. But I thought let's get this done. Let's get this over. And I was real critical too. I gotta say, being honest, looking back, I was a very critical person. I probably insulted people I should have insulted, because I would, I had high expectations on people when it comes to skill levels. And so you get caught up in the judgmental side of things. So that's why I say, and I just expose my flaws for y'all. And if you can take from that, then we're moving forward. So once again, as long as we move forward. That's it, Steve. Definitely. Said I had to face the facts. If the me from 15 years ago was here, I wouldn't even like me. You guys definitely wouldn't like me, but God is awesome. And that's it. And that's one thing Bear said yesterday. You know, somebody's asked him something. I guess I don't know if they were sincere or if they were questioning his faith, but they asked him about alcohol and smoking cigars. And, you know, and they were talking about change. And he was like, you know, 4 years ago, I would have reacted different, which he said more, but I'm just summing it up with, he would have reacted different. But instead, you know, it's because it's like alcohol is not bad. It's just once there's that key word called gluttony. You don't do anything in excess. And cigars really, they're, I don't know, that's just something you talk to God about. That's between you and God. So it's, now cigarettes I'm not a fan of anymore, just after, because it's just all the stuff they put in them, where cigars are more, I think, of a natural. But it's just, my point was, you know, we all change, and that's so. Here you go, Steve. You know, and it's because that's why I say watch around how your the way you talk and carry yourself in front of your kids or grandkids and, you know, younger people, because those are the messages that we send, even though you're not saying it directly to them. But it's like, it's kind of like we make fun about throwing the tool across the shop when, you know, we get upset. Well, nowadays, that's been translated into way extreme stuff, so now people don't handle things very well. Believe it or not, I used to be right. There you go, Steve. Oh, thank you, Matrix. Yeah, thanks everybody for hitting the like button and stuff. And I guess sometimes I catch that on shows where when they go to end, they go, well, now don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. And I just can't. Yes, very proud. See, and those are the messages that we need to get out and we share so that others can learn, you know, and it's that age-old thing. Sometimes you start feeling like you are the only one, even though we kind of all know that we're probably not the only one going through this, but that's the go-to one that most people will use is, just, you know, you don't understand. I'm the only one. And in reality, there's a lot of people going through the same crap. We're just maybe doing it in different approaches, but we're all dealing with the hurdles. And that's why it's cool when there's people like Summer, Steve, Ricardo, you know, everybody that reaches out to people and it just, and yeah, La Lavender, it's better if you feel someone gets it. Exactly. And so you just never know when you reach that hand out, you might actually make a connection with somebody that, you know, I know this sounds all drama side, but you know, you can literally save a life by just stretching a hand out. You know, just acknowledging someone can give them enough of a spark to carry them through the day and bring them out of a pit of muck and mire and self-pity. So, hey, William, Hey, John. Morning, evening. Yeah, so you always just, I don't know, that's that mindset. So when you get up, that's part of the importance of praying and reading some scripture, reading, some positive literature, something. Because if you start your day with some prayer and some positive input, then that starts your thinking in a better way. Because most of the time you wake up, you're sore, you're tired, maybe you're not wanting to get up, the weather could be bad, and you're kind of like, to hell with this. Well, see, if you don't catch yourself, or at least this is what I see, I even had said, it's me. I just tend to me. I just share so if it helps somebody. But I've been noticing I try to get up, and it's like earlier, that's what this morning, when I first woke up, I didn't feel good at all. And I was like, oh no, that's right. I need to do this show, but oh man. And so I grabbed the phone, and the first thing I did was extend the time thing and thought, well, I'll just put it off for an hour. And I didn't even rest for that hour because I just laid there and I kept going, but man, I don't know. I either need to just cancel it, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to let people down. So it brought me up, and then I asked for some help. I asked for some relief. And I come in here and we just get started, and feeling good is also for me, it's different. I'm okay if I physically hurt a little, as long as my soul doesn't hurt. And I think God knows what I'm asking for when I ask for it. Yes, it's hard to go when alive and feel. Reading His word. Yep. Yahweh. The world so often teaches your pain, gives you the right to lash out instead of being empathetic and helping others. This is true here, y'all. It's the wounded dog kind of theory. So we lash out thinking it's going to relieve what we already feel, but it really doesn't. It just makes it worse. And then we just keep chasing that tail until we're in a bad spot. And sometimes people are hard-headed, like I'm hard-headed. I saw one hurdle, and when I got over it, I thought, okay, no, see, I've moved on. It was like, I didn't recognize my anger issues so much until I kind of started talking with you guys and interacting, with Indy and CanCon, some other people. That's when it kind of started to really sit in. That's true, Cashew. Actually, that's what happens a lot of times. I start out really rough, and then kind of helps with the vibes. And then next thing I know, I've kind of been going for hours, and I feel a little bit better, and it's all good. So yeah, God is great. Can't say that enough. I'm fine, no matter what happens to me. I know in the world. There you go, Chrissy Cat. Yeah, I call it sucking it up and moving on. But yeah, you just kind of learn to roll with it. Strive for long-term peace and happiness or content. That's true, Tarpy. Strive for long-term peace and happiness or contentment rather than being stuck living for short-term thrills. Hey, Billy, yep, best part of staying up is if you have coffee in your cup. See, and you guys, if you guys get in a good mood or you're, because you tell me the vibe's good and so it picks you up, well, then that's cool because then you're carrying that through your day and hopefully it lasts longer each time through your day. Hey, what's up, Rocksteady? Hey, there she is. How are you, lady? J556. How are you doing? Everything going okay? I mean, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Man, I was thinking about you yesterday for sure. That wind coming through here, I wasn't sure how bad that wind was up there for you. I mean, there's nothing like a freshly glazed donut out the oven, but I gotta say I do like eclairs too. An eclair is pretty good. I'm good. We found a contractor today. They tarped the roof and put up a temporary fence for them. Awesome. Prayers work. God is great. Very awesome. That is so cool. And I will say it say it again if anybody's heard from Barefoot in Alaska, Dana. If anybody happens to talk to her, just let her know that thinking about her, worried about her. I sent an email to the one that was on her YouTube channel, so I don't know how active that one is or oh, Rocksteady, getting ready to have a donut. Look at you. And Hillbilly was rattling off a cream cheese Danish raspberry. or blackberry. We're going to have everybody going off into the kitchen and start fixing food. Steve, I'm glad you came in, brother. And you throw your dose of positivity in here and you bring a good smile. That's awesome, brother. But you get you some rest. Get you some rest. Just know we think about you. Be praying for you. Don't work too hard. And be sure and smile. Or be the reason somebody else smiles. But definitely get you some rest, brother. You need to recharge. Yeah, got a couple cups of coffee in now. Now things will. Already ready at the fridge for some leftover elk sausage, pizza toast. A glaze with jelly inside. Oh, them rocks taste like a cinnamon. Tarpy, don't make me hungry. I'm supposed to be sleeping. But I gotta say now, when you do talk about donuts, there's nothing better than a good just donut coming fresh out the oven and some glaze. What are the best prepper channels? And have folks heard of Adam Kokesh? Well, I mean, I don't want to offend nobody, but I would say Mrs. J, just the best prepper channels. I guess it depends on. To me, I'll put it like this: if I hear that and I were to say it, I'd say, well, the best prepper channels would be depending on where you're starting from, because some channels have prepping to where it's like already more at the serious end of prepping, and then some channels address prepping from like the beginning stages and kind of on the smaller scale. So I guess it just depends on where somebody would start picking up prepping. Because like for me, the term prepper actually addresses half the life that we live around here, because we keep lanterns with oil. I have a pit for firewood, because if power goes out, that's how we do it. I got buckets for water. We've got a stream. And we already have a routine of what we don't do if we lose power. You know, it's like power goes out, I usually go put water in the bathtub that we'll use in case it stays out too long. So there's like things like that. And then there's people that address long-term prep. So I would have to just say it's kind of where you're wanting to start from. It's like, because prepping, if it's canning, you know, is it food preparation? You want to do it under canning, or you want to do the hardware side of things? You want to do, and where you're at. I personally, my 2 cents on that too, prepping is also dependent on where you're starting from. because I can see where if you're in a major metropolitan city, prepping would have a different aspect because you're amongst, thousands, tens of thousands of people, where it's different for people outside. So anyway, I'm sorry, Mr. J. It just depends on where you want to start, because I would say like the Canimals, Sophie B, she's got an awesome channel for canning and stuff like that. You got Guardian Prepper that has a real outdoor kind of tech salvaging kind of prepping mentality. You got Bear Independent that's on a faith-based kind of event reaction type prepping thing and extreme. You got Backwoods. His is he's kind of prepping with the getting your mind in a prep frame, and so it just depends on the angle you're coming from, Hutch Homestead, who that he's pretty cool. I don't even talk to Hutch, but I like Hutch just because you watch this thing. He's done such a cool thing with his place, and he's as natural, I think it seems, as it gets. So anyway, I guess I babbled about that long enough. Hopefully that helps a little bit, Miss J. I don't really know how to answer that. And Miss J 556, I'm sorry, I missed some of this. Get our eyes to chat, yes, okay. No, Target, I just saw that about a truffle ball. It's me, yes, it's been a heck of a habit. Passion fruit, meringue donut. Oh. Cool. Prepper Tribe. There we go, John. Thank you. Native Voice. See, thank you. Hey, yeah. Ghost Prepper. Definitely. Yes, we were very worried about you, 556. So it had us worried, and then we were so glad now that everything is coming to terms. And I'm so glad you said you found a contractor now, and you got you at least a tarp over. I know that donut sounded good, didn't it, City? Well, that's the thing too, Sherry. I'm glad you just said that the way you said Ghost is taking time off, but his videos he has are fantastic. Because yeah, some of the people like Native's taking a break, but he's got a strike. But there's libraries and stuff. So be sure and go to their playlist and videos. Be sure and look through there, and that way you can kind of you see what they've been doing. And depending, like I say, the thing to do is you need to just kind of assess where you're at and what does that mean for you. because everybody's got to be a little different. There's some key things. It's like first aid issues. I would, at any level, anybody, you want to get first aid kits, and you'd want a first aid kit in your house and in your vehicle. So those are given, water. Those are givens. Stock that stuff up. And I will say now, I don't know, and people can chime in on their 2 cents on this and see what everybody's opinion is. And I don't know that I'm a big fan on stocking up on the plastic bottled water. I think I would probably stock up on water filters for a filtration system rather than having cases and cases of water that's being stored in plastic bottles. There's something about that. You got it, Mr. J. Because there's... let's see, I don't know if y'all know Appalachian Reaper's channel, but he definitely needs prayers. I love Appalachian Homestead. Patera, she's great, gives common sense, talks to the woke. Can I suggest folks look you? Adam Kokish. Yeah, Miss J, if you want to drop a link for him, that's fine. And I would just ask anybody in chat. We can, I don't mind if we post links to Ghost Preppers or Sophie Bees or, Hutch Homestead Natives and all them, and like Adam Kokesh. I would just ask that we kind of watch so we don't just spam the chat, with a bunch of links too much, but just kind of keep it addressed. But everybody being a mod, you should be able to share a link. Hey, what's up, Hondo? How are you, sir? Doing good this morning? Well, Billy, I guess that depends on where you're at, because I can say where I'm at. If it were to go nuclear as far as around here, then I'm not going to be here anyway, because I live within range of that resource hub in the Gulf. So if it came to something like that, then I won't need bottled water or filters at that point. Oh, starting a new job on Monday. Awesome, Hondo. Well, hopefully that was according to your plan and not somebody else's. Plastic will be easier to move than water and glass. Yeah, no, as far as moving, I get you, Lala. Now, my thing is because I know down here and with work and stuff, plastic in heat starts seeping and releasing chemicals into the bottled water. So it's like if you do have packets of water, you really don't want to put it in any sunlight, direct sunlight, because plastic under sunlight will start releasing chemicals. I know, right, Matrix? He's gonna have a 3-day weekend. Oh, I know, Honda. Look at you, riding with her 70s. That is cool. And I'm not saying don't get no bottled water, by the way. So this is, sometimes I forget I'm just talking to YouTube, but I'm not saying don't get bottled water. I'm just saying, and once again, it depends on where your scenario. If you're going to need to be bugging out, as they say, then you would want bottled water so you can take it with you. Like for where I'm at, I ain't bugging nowhere. I'm in the woods. So if I got to bug out from here, there's probably nowhere else left to bug out to. I live in Texas. I live in Southeast Texas. I live in the woods. I'm not around a major city, so if everything is done finally crapping in my backyard, well, then that means all the other areas are pretty much taken over. So it's just different on however you want to approach it. My recommendation, I just wouldn't panic. I would be sure and take a deep breath and think things through. Don't get caught up in the undertow. Gonna enjoy coffee and chill. That's it. Oh, you got your good pay raise out the deal. Hondo. Cool. That's it, brother. Well, I drink bottled water. Hell, that's what I sit here and drink now, too. It's not that I don't. I don't know. Probably shouldn't have said nothing about that. Oh, there you go, 556. I will say, and anybody can take it for what it's worth. I'm cautious about anything that sits in direct sunlight and gets hot and cools off, and it's in an absorbent type material. So take that with a grain of salt. Hey, Hudo. Well, shoot, yeah, 556, sure. That was the thing down here. You dig wells. We ain't got cellars or basements, but we can dig a well. Yeah, I got an artesian stream not far. Got the well water off of the well for the hub. So yeah, water's not a thing, and calcium doesn't bother me. I just use the calcium filters. Take that out. Plus, I will say it's kind of nice when you don't have all the plastic little empty bottles laying around or in the garbage bags and stuff and all that. Matter of fact, every time I look at a garbage bag with all the water bottles in it, I think of the ocean and all those floating plastic rings and seeing turtles with them. And so, yeah, And I used to not drink bottled water in the house. The only reason I drink so much bottled water in the house is so I don't have to walk to go get my water. I don't have to try to get up so much. So I just keep water by me in the bottle. Okay, Matrix. There you go. I was actually born in Redondo Beach, California. Because like I said before, my mom was part of the space program over there, so I was actually born in Redondo Beach, California. But my dad had a ranch here. I grew up here. This is where I've been my whole life, pretty much. Ever since 10, 9, been back here. My dad raised Tennessee Walkers, quarter horses, and my mom was just an awesome person. She was a professional. She was an office manager. She was a job site superintendent. And in her last thing, she was a drug counselor, helping people with recovery. So and I've lived in the woods for 40-something years. Yeah, I've said before, boy, if I could go back and do that again, what I used to get up every morning and gripe about having to clean stalls or mow this field or do this, and it just, I'd gladly go back and do that voluntarily now. As a kid, I griped about having to do it. It's hard to find just open land nowadays. Oh, if you're talking about that Supreme Court confirmation scat pack, it's because you have professional politicians that have all gathered together and don't have the best interest of our country in their mind. So I gotta say, watching some of these committee hearings has just been so disappointing. It's just how the media, because I gotta say, if we had more control over the media and more people actually could see what was going on up front, then it wouldn't be happening as fast as it is. Because it's like I watched them, I think 4 different representatives asked what's his name that's over the health services, just to define a woman. And he just refused to do that. And it's just, it's so obvious that they're skating around stuff to try to make this sound like it's supposed to be legal and it's right or whatever. And it's just, but I said that a few years back whenever I saw how things were going with the news stations and stuff. I told my wife, going, I don't know. I think Orange Man's first biggest mistake was he didn't latch onto the media. He should have anchored the media so that the message could have got out. But nobody looked at the media. And so now all we get fed is a bunch of crap. Hey, Rocksteady. You got it. Don't work too hard, just hard enough. And definitely smile or be the reason somebody else smiles. And much love, brother. I hope you have a great day. A lot of BlackRock type realtors. I know that's what's got a few houses around here that we knew were empty. And then after it's sold, when we talked to the people that had the stuff, they've gotten twice the amount that they were even asking for the place. So there's an intentional property buy. I was looking at. Oh yeah, I see what you said, Hondo. Well, yeah, that's because they've been given basically if you remember the bank stuff and the automobile industry stuff where the government gave them bailout money. Well, that's where they've put in BlackRock into that category. So they're just going to run out here and they can piss off money left and right because they can't fail. It's taken me a little bit to understand the impact of that, but it's kind of like running around with a blank check. And that's what they're doing, only the blank check is being covered by our tax dollars, which, I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. You can start on some of these and then you can get upset and focused on it. But whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So this is where I can say you can bind everybody's preparedness mentality kind of together, because like Backwoods likes to say, get your mind right. Prepare your mind. Well, that's a true statement. And then there's like the canners, Ghost Prepper, Sophie B, and the other ladies and gentlemen that can. Well, people, okay, food, that's a thing to prepare for. So that's a true. Your water, that's to prepare. But don't forget to prepare your soul and your heart, along with your mind and stuff. How are they identified? I think it's identified as a financial organization. That's how they're listed, but realtors, bankers, they're backed by the bankers. The two names I've heard, most of it has been BlackRock and Vanguard. Actually, Billy, I think it's for control, because if you take a county of, say, 50, 60,000 people, and you come up and you start buying property in that county, well, you can now raise tax rates, because that's what actually there's a matter of fact, too, a lot of the houses that got bought up, that's kind of what happened to one of the people around here when they came in, and with what they paid for the houses next to him and down in his area, it brought the value of those places up, which then raised his tax rate, which then made that harder for him, and he ended up having to sell his house last year because the tax had gone up to the point. Well, that's in a way that's forcing people out. So there's one thing I think that's happening. Another is they push you towards the city in the rural areas, because they come in and buy the places you sell your house for $70,000. Well, they come in and they say, hey, you know what? We'll give you $120,000 for it. And you say, shoot, yeah, man. Well, now you don't own that. Now a corporation does. And if they don't sell it, so now they just sit on it, and they might raise the price of it up so that it brings value up, but now nobody's living there. So that pushes people more towards the metropolitan, the cities, which is where I think they like everybody. It's that phrase, you'll own nothing and be happy. So it's kind of, I don't know, I won't even say a two-edged sword. I think it's multiple avenues, because it's one, they can control the property. Two, they can control the population then of counties by owning property in those areas. And then they could also do like that. That's how, think of how Ilhan Omar got elected as a representative. And it's because they put so many migrants in that district area that they overwhelmed the people that had been living there. So the 30,000 Haitians that were underneath the bridge down here in Texas at the border, if you took that 30,000 people and put them in a county of only 40,000 or 50,000 people, well, they now have the majority. And just like that, that county goes bam. You now have the corrupt mayor in the little city. You now have the corrupt politicians running the stuff, because now all these people's votes don't matter anymore, because they've been taken and swamped out by all these others that they're claiming are legal immigrants, even though they're not. So I'm not just a rabbit hole chaser. There's just some hardcore facts to that, and that's the true thing. I mean, it's the county where I live, I think only 50-something thousand people. So yeah, you take them 30,000 people and bring them and dump them into this county, and all of a sudden nobody living here has a say anymore. Well, Florida and Texas are two prime targets on, I guess you'd say, I even hate saying Democrats' agenda, because there's so many corrupt Republicans up in there too. It's just the swamp, career politicians, greedy little shits. Pretty much, Billy. If you don't sell, they'll just make it so you can't afford to stay. Oh, Abbott, I don't know. Hey, 556, did you hear about the Abbott with the buses? I read the bill, and so hopefully, the only thing, there was a wording in that though, and I was like, oh man, that just kind of looks like a little crack of daylight for you to use to get out of this. But because how was that worded again? It was the way it's like, if they wanted transportation, and it's like, oh no, this isn't a decision. If you came over here, if we're not going to stop and send you back, then you can go straight up on into Washington, and they can figure out what to do with you. I don't really agree with that approach, because it's almost like telling a drunk, you need to get sober, you need to get sober, you need to get sober. And okay, well, fine. If you're not going to listen to me, then here's 4 cases of alcohol there. And it's kind of like, yeah, I'm not sure that that's the solution. So we're like telling them that we want the border sealed off, and then we're going to go ahead and send them deeper into the U.S. to like make a point. I wish we would just close the damn border off. Yeah, Billy, right? Use our own tax money. We work to pay the taxes for them to use the money that didn't cause our lives even more miserable. But it's only because we give them power. See, once we're starting to claim that power, people are starting to reclaim their power. Because you have to give somebody the power to ruin your day. You have to give somebody the power to make you angry. You have to give people the power to control you that way. Oh, Cindy, I think, yeah. Is that? Okay. I think that's that guy. I remember reading something a while back, and it's like they almost changed Oregon, I think. Was that guy that had like the cult kind of thing going on up there, Cindy? Because there was something. Oregon has some strange history, I gotta say. Back in the war days with 1 and 2. Oh, did they run him out? Yeah, there were some old pictures, and it was kind of like, man. Tell you what, I think I'm going to play a song. So I'm going to start a song, and then I'll be back in just a moment.
Looking back on everything and all the things that stay, I can count on memories 'cause they don't go away. Good times were hard to hold until she came along. She moves me like a Memphis soul song. I'm not always there, I know, but she don't mind at all. As pretty as a picture that hangs on my own wall. She's like Mississippi when the sun comes up at dawn. She moves me like a Memphis soul song, with an angel on my left side and a devil on my right. She's the one who saves me from them dark, unholy nights. Of all the ones who've left me, it's a wonder she's not gone. She moves me like a Memphis soul song. She moves me like a Memphis soul song. She don't care what the game is, she's always down to play. My world without her seems a million miles away. She don't have to worry, I know where I belong. She moves me like a Memphis soul song. I've been dealt some aces and I've played them all the same, but she's the only one that keeps me in the game. And no fame or fortune could ever keep me gone. She moves me like a Memphis soul song, with an angel on my left side and a devil on my right. She's the one who saves me from them dark, unholy nights. Of all the ones who've left me, it's a wonder she's not gone. She moves me like a Memphis soul song. There's a magic down in Memphis that never seems to fade. Even now them voices carry like a lonely serenade. It's the memories that still and always will be on my mind. They move me every time. She sees the good in everything there is to see. Sometimes I wonder what she ever sees in me. I'm not always right, you know, but she's never led me wrong. She moves me like a Memphis soul song. In all my travels, I've never found a way to find the words that say the things I'd like to say. I've sang some melodies, but she's my favorite one. She moves me like a Memphis soul song, with an angel on my left side and a devil on my right. She's the one who saves me from them dark, unholy nights. Of all the ones who left me, it's a wonder she's not gone. She moves me like a Memphis
them dirty dishes aren't going to clean themselves.
She moves me like a Memphis soul song.
Cool. That was a quick little break. I needed it. Trying to hold in there. Oh, there you go, Billy. Some night ski. I guess, let's see, there's... Oh, okay, that's... Well, I might just go ahead and shut this down. I don't know, I might could just make this one an early stream, and which, let's see, let's see. So, okay, well, yeah, Carl's still going live, so So there's still a channel that's going. Yeah, so I'll just let everybody go over there then to Carl's. I mean, there's... So yeah, I'll just let everybody go over there. I mean, I appreciate everybody supporting me and stuff and being here. But I'll just, it's Chemo Carl Hoodow. He's a pretty cool dude. Very knowledgeable about stuff, so that's... But yeah, he's going, so I just tell everybody can just go over there. Hey, Andy. You got it, Billy. Hey, thanks for coming. Appreciate it, brother. I feel for you. At some point, you're going to need to do the dishes. I know that's not fun. But that's... Yeah, Miss Sharon. Have a good night. Everybody just have a good chill, and hopefully you'll find you a smile. Oh yeah, if you can drop a link, I guess, to Carl's channel, and then that way, because most of the people, I think, from what I just saw, most of the people that you would see talking and chatting and coming on panel are pretty much over there. So most of the conversation, because I'll run out of stuff to just sit here and say. So oh, and there was a new person in there. Thank you. The Butsinski. There you go. But no, I appreciate everybody hanging out, and if I'd have known he was actually still alive, I'd have probably just let that roll. My only thing's to visit and kind of socialize and hang out. That's why I say I've got no narrative. It's just not my thing. I think you can sit here and get caught up in all that. And you got it, guys. Hopefully it's enjoyable, and, I don't know. I would definitely, useful information is good, but I would definitely dance around the rabbit holes carefully, because we got to focus on the here and now. So, but he's a good guy, dude. That dude knows all kinds of fabric stuff, knots, all kinds of outdoor stuff. So Chemo Carl is a very knowledgeable dude. Okay, there you go, Billy. You can do a rescue room raid. Well, I ain't never had a room raid done in mine, under a rescue room raid. Well, y'all just have a great day. Have a good weekend. Hopefully I'll see you Monday. So we'll go for it. So just smile, or be the reason somebody else smiles. You got it, Hoodow. It's helped me more than I could explain. So it's definitely been a beneficial thing for me. You got it. You guys have a great day, great night. Peace out. Love you guys. Take care. We will see you soon.